10 seconds remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome! My name is Dragon Drop and it's my great pleasure to bring you Team Liquid versus London Conspiracy here in WePlay League Season 3. Getting to the nitty-gritty here, last bits and pieces of this particular qualifiers. Team Liquid, second to last game here, they just got the forfeit win against Samurai Champloo, who had some last-minute roster issues unfortunately. So that's why we've been deprived of one of their matches today already, but now this one relatively significant here. Team Liquid is sitting at 11-1 in the standings here, only surpassed by Ed Fineham at 12-1. And guess what? Their next match is in 2 days. Liquid versus Ed Fineham, so that should be the deciding match to figure out who's actually going to the land spot here in this group. So coming down to the wire between these two teams. Liquid have a chance here to get themselves a little bit warmed up. I'm not playing too many officials after the Shanghai Major, so we'll see how they do. I'm not alone though. I'm joined by the Thunder from Down Under. It is none other than Danley. How are you doing?
Good evening. Actually, good morning. It is 3 o'clock in the morning, so
Okay.
well into the night. But honestly, to be awake for Team Liquid versus London Conspiracy, it's an absolute treat. Like, for us to also not see them since Shanghai, I'm wondering how they are as a team sort of playing it out, if they've either have been having like a long break before, after Shanghai, or if they've been busy practicing. I presume they've been practicing for the WePlay LAN.
Yeah, they should have been really. I mean, there's something to be said for taking a break every once in a while, just a week or two off. But at some point, you gotta get back into the grind. You gotta start getting the synergy going, making sure that you all still stick together. And I'm pretty sure they've got that going. Team Liquid, of course, also being a great organization to help that out. London Conspiracy, though, then. Not either, right? They've been in this configuration for quite a while here, relatively successful. And they can take the game of Team Liquid here if they have something maybe a little bit out of the box planned here. And then now with the bounty on the early pick in the first phase, that might be something like that.
Especially when Team Liquid's also drafted a Death Prophet as their second pickup. Death Prophet is quite vulnerable to bounty hunter ganks, and especially when you have the Invoker for that follow-up damage. So I already like this initial draft coming out from London Conspiracy. They have a plan. They know they're going up against the Shanghai Giants, and they're going to treat them likely. So the bounty hunter is going to be super successful. And the great thing is, if you snowball with a bounty hunter, Team Liquid's going to have a very difficult time coming back. Because one of the weaknesses of it is if the hero gets behind, she has a very difficult time coming back into the game.
That is true. As a DP, you need some basic set of items. You need your Yule Scepter. You need Space Boots drums or something. Some sort of stats, ideally. If the game shapes up to be that you just get bursted down by the likes of the Invoker. You need some semblance of farm at levels to really be effective. And as you said, with Bounty Hunter early, Invoker with a follow-up. And the thing is, though, Team Liquid, they have something like that of their own here. They picked themselves up the Nature's Prophet first for mind control, so that's a +1 to any sort of fight. Now the Ogre Magi also here that once he gets a couple of levels, he can easily rotate into any sort of lane with a smoke and do something similar to the Bounty Hunter, right? Throw out a stun, throw out a slow on the Invoker, then a Spirit Siphon and a couple of nukes on DP can turn this mid lane right around. So I think that might be the major battleground in laning phase.
Absolutely. I actually haven't seen Ogre Magi in a very long time. Has this hero been picked up recently for you?
Not really, no. It's the first time I've seen it in a while, but
yeah.
I've mostly been casting more CIS Dota. But I don't think even in other scenes it's really popular these days.
Yeah, he's very rare, but he is a good hero for what he does. The only disadvantage is melee. So obviously harassment, like, yeah, he can hit a couple of heroes every now and again, but there are some situations where you don't want an Ogre Magi. He's got the Bloodlust, which is one of the unique things about Ogre Magi. Even though Death Prophet doesn't really want to right-click heroes, the movement speed is great when she's chasing down targets, and especially with the Spirit Siphon, if she's buffed up with Blast and then Spirit Siphoning someone, there is no way they're getting away.
Absolutely. Especially with the movement speed oriented build that Death Prophets generally tend to go. Like sometimes Phase Boots, sometimes Threads as well if you need the stats, but pretty much always going to be Yules. She is pretty damn fast going forward. Add the Bloodlust on top of that, she's going to be near maximum speed. as you said, there's no running away from that, but so they're gonna have to rely on the lockdown from the Invoker. And also lockdown from the Lion here, which I really like to pick up on Conspiracy. Just a very solid support these days. Gives you everything, gives you a stun, a hex with the instant initiation later on with a blink, and also a bit of burst damage there with the Finger of Death. But this Ursa pick, I don't know if I like it because of that, because right now, LC, every one of the heroes has some ways of helping kite him around.
Yeah, there is a lot of disable and lockdown on the side of London Conspiracy. I was actually wondering what Team Liquid was going to use to synergize the Bloodlust with the main carry. Ursa does benefit from extra attack speed, but he's not the same as a lot of other heroes out there. Like, probably looking at maybe a Sven even. Maybe Sven could be a little bit better as he's got the extra armor. He's not like this Ursa where... But I guess they're both the same in that aspect, but Sven just farms much quicker. I'm actually rather curious, does Team Liquid go for the Wisp here and go for a global strat?
Could be the play. That definitely helps out the Ursa when it comes to just having that extra mobility and not being carried around as easily. Another option would maybe Oracle, just popping the false promise on him, making it hard to actually lock him down for a long time. Yeah, Oracle's still in the pool, so that could be an option if they want to go defensive like that. Outside of that, they're also maybe they're thinking, hey, let's just get Roche early here. That's a lot of Roche potential there between the DP and the Ursa very early on. Also some push, of course, with DP's ultimate and also Nature's Prophet treants, obviously. So they just want to look to get the Ursa out of control, stop linking on top of people, and go crazy.
Yeah, we can definitely see that happen. Assuming the Ursa gets the farm for the Blink Dagger. With London Conspiracy picking up the Darkseer, the laning phase is not going to be as easy as Ursa would like it to be, just because you're going to have the Ion Shells on the creeps. But assuming that the supports on Team Liquid are able to push him out, maybe he will be able to get that farm. Ogre Magi actually doesn't do that well versus a Darkseer. He is a melee hero.
Yeah. And only Ogre Magi with his high base armor, high base strength, and also like 3.1 or so base health region, if not more. He's one of these heroes, and also high attack damage, relatively speaking. He's one of these supports that can just stand in lane and trade hits very, very easily despite being a melee hero. But Darkseer, with that Iron Shell, kind of throws that out of the window. Just that extra bit of constant damage coming out makes it not really worth it. So, yeah, I like the pick. Adds a little bit to the crowd control from LC. And also, one of these heroes that's the more your enemy scales, the more this Ursa scales, the more Darkseer wall illusions will also scale. So it's a bit of an equalizer in that sense, even if the Ursa gets more than LC want him to.
Interestingly enough, we're going to see the Oracle ban coming out from London Conspiracy, so they're going to leave the Wisp in the pool. It is an option for Team Liquid, whereas Liquid banned out the Spectre, which she is a very strong carry nowadays, but the problem with her going up against Ursa is if this hero can't get farm, the Ursa can be a bit of a nuisance once he gets that Blink Dagger, because he is able to really kill off those squishy weak carries early on. So I'm actually wondering, what do they pick up for Jalopy on London Conspiracy? They do like the Gyrocopter on him, and it does work well with the Darkseer and Invoker, so they can go in that direction if they do want to have that early game team.
It might have actually been the better ban. I mean, I understand the Spectre ban as well. I mean, you have the Bounty Hunter kind of scouting out, Invoker with a Sunstrike, also always able to provide a bit of extra damage, and that way maybe you can pick up some kills here and there with the help of the Haunt as well and try and get Spectre going. But Gyrocopter, as I said, makes a lot of sense with the synergy with the Vacuum Wall. Just drop the Caller on top, maybe Linus there as well. Kind of a Ravage Earth Spike. Invoker, don't have to talk about his AoE potential. So LC setting themselves up for teamfight success. Team Liquid though, looking for another support. It's gonna be the Spur Breaker, so they will definitely want to go aggressive, and they want to go aggressive early. I haven't seen this particular hero in a while, mostly just a Tusk instead, but... And this base, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
All of their supports are melee.
Melee, but very, very tanky, generally.
But the problem is, melee against a Darkseer, that's like the worst possible situation to put yourself in. And you're also going up against a Darkseer and potential Bounty Hunter combination. And London Conspiracy, they're going to finish up with the Sven. And this hero is great versus Ursa because of that armor.
Yeah. I wonder if they just want to put mind control up in the safe lane up against Dux here. He's the ranged hero, he can sort of deal with it. Then go an aggressive lane here between Ogre, Spiritbreaker, and Earth. So, but then again, that's an all melee aggro try.
Then again, you have to
would be
consider
bold.
though, it would be very risky, but you look at Lion Conspiracy safe lane, it's not as safe as you'd like it to be. Lion is one of the most squishiest supports in the game, and he doesn't have the best turn rate, so he is very vulnerable during the early game. Obviously, you don't want to jump on Sven if you're Team Liquid. That hero is just going to be too tanky. Lion would be a huge target. And Bounty Hunter wouldn't even provide them anything in that tri lane.
Yep, that's what I was thinking, right? Bounty Hunter will want to roam around elsewhere on the map. So that lane is a bit weaker as a result of that, so maybe they can get away with having some tanky heroes just run at you with Kuro on the Spirit Breaker, kind of just closing the gap a little bit. And I'm on place with some lucky bashes, so we'll find out. As the game has just started, if you guys are just tuning in, welcome. My name's Dragon Drop, I'm joined by Danley here. A quick best of one between London Conspiracy and Team Liquid, one of the last matches in the WePlay League Season 3 qualifiers. Before the action starts, let's take a quick look at our lineup, starting with Team Liquid here. On the Dire side, we've got Fata playing the Death Prophet, Kuro playing the Spirit Breaker, Jerax on that Ogre Magi, one of my favorite heroes incidentally, Matumba Man on the Fuzzy Wuzzy Bear, last but not least, it's Mind Control on the Signature Nature's Prophet.
And for London Conspiracy, on the Radiant side for today, we've got Kefka handling our Darkseer, his partner in crime Beaver on the Bounty Hunter in the river. Moving in towards the bottom section, we've got Baby Knight that's going to be playing our mid Invoker. We have our Lion being played by Solon, and finally the safe lane going to be played by Jalopy, who's going to be on our Sven for today. And taking a look at the drafts and also taking into consideration the teams, what do you think are the odds for each team winning this game?
I think if Liquid can execute their early aggression strat, then they should just be in a position where they can just roll down tower after tower after tower between the two Prophet heroes. And there's not gonna be a whole lot else you can do about it, especially if they can shut down this Invoker. I think if this mid battle should decide the pace of the game here for both sides, really, because if they can start getting to the point where they all are at full team fight effectiveness, and if they start winning some of these team fights with track, then all of a sudden they're the ones in a really, really good position to close out the game instead. So.
Also got lots of sentry wards in the inventories of the Team Liquid, so they are prepared for the Bounty Hunter to get those D wards down if necessary. And look at the positioning of Kuroki, he's coming in for a backstab. So Baby Knight is going to be in for a hell of a fight, but Jalopy's actually going to come through the jungle, and he's going to spot out Kuroki.
Why is he even here? There's no one in the safe lane right now for LC. It's Matumba Man free farming down here, and yeah, it is going to be technically aggressive lane, just putting mind control up top, up against the Darkseer is one of the few ranged heroes Liquid actually have. But now
where is he
going?
going?
But Kefka, yeah, they're making the rotation immediately, but it's just so much wasted time for LC already.
Absolutely. Like, at this point in the game, you want as much EXP as possible. So for him to be a level behind his laning opponent...
I don't think he'll do
it's
anything
fine.
here, yeah. Just a little bit too far back already after that initial ignite.
Is under attack.
This is a heavy commitment for Liquid. If they don't get the kill onto Baby Knight soon, their supports are going to be super under-leveled. And to be running an Ogre Magi and a Spirit Breaker, two supports that want those levels as soon as possible, it is not going to benefit you in the least. They're going to try and come in for another backstab. So Jorak's going to come in for a hit. They're only going to bring in Mind Control, 4 heroes for Baby Knight, and he should be dropping First Blood going in the hands of the Nature's Prophet. Can he get a counter kill in the process? Going to charge onto Solon, and Mind Control turned into a frog, but they're going to get a kill onto Solon instead. Mind Control's still alive, he hasn't dropped yet, and Beaver, he's going to get out scot-free. He almost dropped himself, but for Team Liquid, they got 2 kills right off the bat. They almost lose the Nature's Prophet. Actually, Beaver might be able to scout him out, but heavy commitment for those 2 kills.
That almost, I mean, it was really good just getting the first blood, but then Mind Control getting out was just so much better. He popped the Fairy Fire there. That was the one thing that kept him alive from the last little right click there. But it's also unable to finish him off, so that was a big commitment, as you said, but definitely worth it. But hey, maybe it did allow Sven to catch up a bit in the meantime up in the top lane.
At least there's a little bit of good news for London Conspiracy, but the lanes are going to start to settle down a little bit more as Liquid. They got their blood, and they're going to try and find something else across the map. So first, we're going to keep an eye on Kuroki. He's going to be setting up a lot of these ganks for Liquid, as Spirit Breaker is so good at providing vision as well as being able to chase down those targets that they're looking for. And it seems it's going to be top lane onto Jalopy, who's roughly a little bit over half HP. He is still a Sven. Warcry is very good. Too sure if they're going to be able to get a kill onto him. In the meantime, though, didn't get to see the Death Prophet kill.
Is that one still watching at top, but that's actually coming out now. Stop not already done, but look at the creep block here from the treants coming out, and then finally that stun connecting, or the charge connecting from Kuro also gets him his level 2, so he can actually start bashing. The stop kill that we were expecting did happen just the way they thought, despite the Lion there, and this is kind of the downside. Sure, you have a good stun, nice little hacks to follow up, but defensively, that might not be enough if you have 3 heroes charging at you.
Yeah, that's something that you can't really do much about as a Lion. Like, if your Earth Spike as well as Hex isn't enough, yeah, you have a Bounty Hunter support partner. He's not really going to be able to come in unless he is going to guarantee himself that kill. But instead, in the meantime, Beaver's been trying to pressure the mid lane, and unfortunately for them, they haven't really been able to do too much to Fatta. He's actually equal in terms of CS with the Invoker, which is good news for the Death Prophet. She's staying toe-to-toe with Baby Knight. He's not being pushed out of lane because of the Bounty Hunter. And for the Bounty Hunter, Beaver's got to get something in lane. He's level 3, he's not under level. They're going to try and jump onto the Tumberman.
Stormhunter comes down, Sunstrike as well, a little bit extra slow. He gets a clap up, but there's just too much burst. And control, fake the TP here, but would have been too late to actually do anything. So that was just the hammer being dropped quite literally.
Ooh.
Now, the TP not gonna come through in the back. Not having too much vision to actually play with it, but Jarrox is gonna take over the lane, get some of that experience, and now they might actually decide to do the switch around. There we go, that's the teleport.
Charging
They
on the
also have
Beaver.
Shikuro charging in, they find Fiverr, they don't have the detection though. Gonna go on Jelly, but it's a double stun from the hammer. Now Kuro is the one in trouble. Can't charge out here with another hero coming in. There's gonna be the line now. Another stun from Jerax. Trying to bring out Soul, but triple stun from Solan. Make sure that he is safe. Double Iron Shell does their thing to bring down that fuzzy wuzzy bear. Just like that, they had 2 more kills to the tally. Everyone's stopping low, but not low enough. Meanwhile, mid though, Baby Knight, okay. They kept the vision there with the charge coming in from Kuro and Veda. I was able to finish it off somehow. Now pops his ultimate to try and deal some damage to this tower. Bit of a dive to try and salvage the situation across the map a bit.
It was rather unfortunate down the bottom lane to lose Matumba Man like that. And unfortunately for him, even though he's level 5, he tried to make stuff happen, but he's just not hitting hard enough yet. He needs those levels so desperately, so to get to die like that, it hurts him getting that level 6, getting an extra point into Fury Swipes, even that point into Enrage can really make Ursa hit that extra bit harder to make him that real big force that you're looking for. But for now, oh Beaver, they just put a sentry ward down, they know where the bounty hunter is. Oh god, poor Beaver.
Get him in this crowd, there's just so much hate coming. That's what we were talking about, right? Kuro charging in, last big Spirit Breaker, kind of adding to that +1 effect that the Nature's Prophet already gives you in the first place, so you see one hero, next thing you know, there's a Space Cow charging you, and then all of a sudden there's a Nature's Prophet teleporting behind you. And if you don't already have help next to you, pretty much screwed at that point.
And the sad thing for London Conspiracy too, because they drafted the Bounty Hunter, and it's not working out. So, with that in mind and the laning phase not going in the way of the Bounty Hunter, what would you really be doing with Beaver now? Is he going to be more of a free roaming observer ward for London Conspiracy to look for those ganks now? Because he's not going to be able to provide as much as he'd like to till he gets that level 6 and track online.
Yeah, I mean, it's not unheard of that Bounty Hunter is actually going to go on mind control here with the Iron Shell on the Invis guy with a lot of slows. It's actually enough burst damage here. Kuro's there to maybe try and trade. Gets a charge on too. Kafka got the wall up here, not going to be triggered. Actually, Jarvis just runs right in, but he doesn't have enough right-click damage to bring down Kafka, so it's just going to be a clean little pick-off by the looks of it. So yeah, that's something that Fiverr can do. It's right there, find isolated targets if you're lucky with the Iron Shell. A little bit of shenanigans there, but Other than that, I have seen bounty hunters do worse. So in that sense, if he just manages to maybe get a lane for a little while, get his level 6 up and running, then he should be fine.
So, while that's been happening, Matumba Man's still sitting in this bottom lane as the Ursa, and he's equal CS actually with Jalopy. What do you think the situation is here with this
hang on, top
Ursa?
lane. Look at this, Viva went in deep here, and now the invis, no detection means Control won't get the kill, neither will the tower, but that was pretty damn close to both sides.
Oh.
The TP out.
So lucky.
Vata pops the second Exorcism in mid, so that tower will end up falling now. Baby Knight unwilling to go in there. He's on level 6, and I think that's the biggest story. Doesn't have his Midas yet, which is starting to be a bad timing. Isn't even close, honestly. And they need the Invoker to do things. Ben needs a little bit of space. He can't be the only one that's getting farm. Axia can only do so much without proper follow-up. They need that AoE. They need that.
They need the tempo
good
control.
meatball. Exactly.
I'm actually curious, do they maybe stack the jungle for Baby Knight just to help him catch up? Because the thing with Darkseer is that this hero needs farm before he can really do anything, so Kefka is going to maybe throw a couple of Ion Shells onto the Bounty Hunter and that'll be it. Obviously Jalopy's going to be farming away. Unless he picks up an early Blink, then maybe they could potentially just go for a couple of roams with Jalopy and Baby Knight +1 to grab a couple of those kills to help the Invoker come back into the game.
With the skill build that is going, I mean, he's not maxing out the cleave as you would do when you're looking for a farming-oriented kind of style. He's instead maxing out the Stormhammer, so that is an indication that you're gonna go a little bit more aggressive here. Kefka caught with his Sprout here, holding in place for just a little bit longer, long enough, and enough damage in from the Spirit Cypher to finish him off the crit swarm. So good rotation there from Fata, picking it up. Meanwhile, middle lane though, Jerax might be in trouble if he goes out too far forward. Bottom lane, there's a Sunstrike coming. Kura almost dead as a result. He has to get the hell out of there. But hey, here's a Salve shouting in onto Solo. Fata made the rotation in here. A little bit of a slow. There's Kura. There's got so much burst damage all of a sudden coming out from just that.
That
like
was
that's
not
two
a
more
little
kills.
slow. That was definitely not a little slow. With those 2 kills secured, Liquid are feeling confident enough to take Roshan. Oh gosh.
Counter kill for Curl and gets the charge
Oh,
of Jellyfy. Can't finish the kill and now he has to run away. Fata, make sure he's slow. Now looking for a couple of right clicks here. Back and back. We'll stop that from happening for the time being. Fata's still looking for it, but nice little juke there from Jellyfy. Make sure that he should be safe. Now Cold Snap on top of the Ion Shell. Now, not the Spirit Cypher, not gonna be enough, especially with the Soundstrike, not even needed to finish off the Death Prophet. So London Conspiracy fighting back again with these rotations and making that Roshan not as safe as it should have been for Liquid.
So just 1 kill, and all of a sudden Liquid not feeling too confident with the Roche. Jerax is actually really far forward in that bottom lane. He's very, very confident. But London Conspiracy not really looking at grabbing any ganks. They've just finished up the Midas on the Invoker, so Baby Knight is going to have a chance to slowly come back into this game. But while that's all happening though, Mind Control has been sitting in lane, farming away, and he's now pushing this top T1 tower. Someone has to address this from London Conspiracy, otherwise it's just a free tower.
That is just a nature's profit factor.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Absolutely right. He hasn't really been accounted for because there's so much other stuff to deal with. Fata pushing down a bit of a lag spike, which is unfortunate, but hey,
Radiant's top tower
lag spikes are not that Viper was gonna die no matter what. Baby Knight unable to really do anything without mana, so he'll just TP back to base.
So it looks like for the towers, we've got 2 T1s taken for Liquid, and London Conspiracy haven't been able to take any towers themselves. And if we actually look at the heroes that they've drafted, the only hero that has any sort of push potential for London Conspiracy is the Invoker. So it's actually quite difficult for LC to make any push happen.
He's all alone. Kuro connects with the charge. Don't have that. Oh, need a bash.
Oh,
again.
that's
Okay.
bash.
Didn't have the ultimate yet, so they couldn't rely on that for extra control, but hey, 70% that's all you really need.
You know
praise.
that's 17% BS. 17% is actually skill. Obviously Kuroki's been practicing.
Actually, there is a skill element involved because it's super RNG, right? If you hit a couple of creeps in jungle or somewhere and you don't get a bash, then chances are higher that your next attack will be a bash. So you can manipulate that a little bit. Mind Control trying to TP out, but gets caught up by Viper here, and they have themselves a little bit of a read. What the hell happened there? Bike control just get pushed out somehow, still connected with the Sunstrike, so it's gonna be 1-for-1 trade. Fata making that work. Now, him and Jarek smoked up with a Bloodlust. Want to go back for Roche now, my man also here. They really want to secure that. Wouldn't be too surprised if they pop the Axis for just to make absolutely sure if they need it. They might find Kafka on the outside.
Unless Kafka's gonna check the Roche pit.
Doesn't have the back in range yet to bring him up to the high ground, I think. But man, yeah, he's gonna miss it. And that's a dead Darkseer. Should be safe enough now, even without the Exorcism.
Yeah, there's nothing London Conspiracy can do without that Darkseer of theirs. So they're just gonna continue on farming. They know Roche is being taken. Status on Jalopy. He's sitting on 900 gold. He's going straight for the Helm of the Dominator, it seems. So he just wants to go for that life steal first. And also to start stacking the ancient camp so that he's going to be able to farm that up. Rather interesting. What are your thoughts on him going for the farming build over the Blink Dagger?
And once again, not what I expected considering that he maxed out the Stormhammer. So maybe that wasn't his plan going forward, but then maybe recognizing that Liquid is just too much to answer any sort of play that also can make aggressively. Just gonna try and fall back to farm because late game actually Sven isn't all that bad, and the rest of the heroes also need a little bit more time to really get going here. And Volker just picking up his minus a couple minutes ago. And then the Darkseer also would like to have a blink, would like to at least have that mechanism going before it can make any sort of change might happen. But now pickups can definitely work. Jerax does a track kill too. Now, any sort of rotation, any sort of counterplay here. Just a little bit too early, catches Solan. He's also caught in the Sprout, so that's an easy kill. A couple of tracks from out back into the wall. As Kafka tries to make it happen, Fata just pops the soul, but doesn't really care, tries to chase here. But in the meantime, Kuro finds Biver in the back. Savindas here, doesn't have extra detection, doesn't look like it, he just needs some AoE, but it's not enough. And like that, a lot of things committed, but still a 1-for-1 trade in the end. The Sunstrike? Oh, ho, ho. That almost caught mind control there. Could have also been enough to bring him down.
Very, very close. There was a bit of a tussle in the bottom lane with Jalopy versus Matumbaman. Nothing really happened. They just sort of gave each other a couple of 1-2 shots and left. Just respecting each other. Hey man, fist pump. Okay. There's still the Aegis on the Ursa though, so there's a lot of opportunities for Team Liquid to make anything happen, whether they want to try and go for a smoke gank or if they want to go for a tower push. Obviously, tower push out of the question for now. No exorcism means no push unless they just want to go with the nature, but I suppose.
My man also getting closer to his own Blink Dagger, farming up the Ancients now, so that's also a mark we gotta watch out for. To not get caught off guard if you're on a Conspiracy. For now, middle lane might be another battleground here. Biver spots out Kuro. Exactly an easy target to bring down unless you have some sort of control ready to go. But the soul not maybe not really close enough. Now charge comes out. That will not be spotted, but JLP might know something's up. Yeah, this TP go through. Anything can happen. Is back up the top lane, but that is not safe either. Jarek's in mind control. They're sitting here on the sides here. Walker's place. They see JLP and he's all alone. Stun should come out after the silence. Hellfire comes in. It's too late though. Sprout. Yeah, this is a tanky spend, but it gets a double stun off Kuro. Coming in though, and now this ultimate onto Soul and Nation Prophet ultimate coming through, and so much damage being done. Kafka on the back wanted to help, and now he's being isolated, body blocked by the Treants. As Liquid gonna take what they got and safely retreat out now. Maybe reinsert here. Another charge comes out that is towards Biver here in the bottom. There should also be some dust there. Kuro has it if necessary here, but the drag clicks are just too much. With Timberman showing up as fresh and complete a Blink Dagger.
Man, Liquid are absolutely relentless. They just keep going at London Conspiracy, giving them no chances to farm up their items and give them any sort of openings. And I really like this style coming out from Liquid. Like, they realize that if you give LC those initial items for them to get their team fight going, it could be very difficult going into them. So because London Conspiracy haven't really had their items up until now, it's been very difficult for them to really engage into Liquid. And obviously, there's still the Aegis on this Ursa. He's got the Blink. So you can try to kill the Ursa, but you have to know that his allies are behind him. They're not anywhere on the map.
Oh, mind control. The Korea. Up in secret shop here, set up by this high ground board near the Ancients. That just gotta hurt. And now might see a fight here. Fiverr gets caught inside the trees and not safe. There's back in 1 out of 3. Never ultimate going. Kuro's the first one dropping low. Nice little stun there from the center, helping Liquid out of it. Now the turnaround happens here. And one down, it was the bounty hunter, and then a little bit of a chase. Kafka, they decide go for him here with a Spirit Siphon Snow and an extra nuke to bring him down. But hey, Shelby, he wants more. He wants to fight, gets double stun up, but now he's isolated inside the Spirit, inside Kuro's bashes. That's a questionable decision to go back in there. Back for the Blink Dagger, but that was not the way to use it. Now they're gonna lose a tier 2 as a result of that. The remainder of that's ultimate, and did it just go high ground here, do a little bit of chip damage?
Why not? It is so early on. You still have the Aegis on the Ursa, so Matama Man's just going to be that zoning force. Like, he will blink forward onto LC as he knows he has the Aegis to spare. And for London Conspiracy, they can't really go into this. They don't have any strong initiators outside of Kefka, as well as the Sven to really do anything. Baby Knight is so underfarmed, meaning that he doesn't have those levels to really go for the combo. So T3 gets taken down. They're going to try and chase it out though, so BB going to be looking for a target. They're chasing down the Solon, but he's been brought back here.
There with the silence, he's had to turn around a little bit. But now back in rolling on Jared's Kuro coming back into the space. Superman, Solon with a nice little stun, so just try and keep him off his back, but the momentum is lost with LC. Sunstrike comes out, that will let him, Superman actually does a lot of damage. Now Jelby links forward. No, it just means he will stay dead. Good little kill again. Now Jarek's another track kill in the side. They got more than I thought there with Liquid re-engaging, thinking they can take that fight.
Yeah, I actually thought Liquid was going to be able to win that fight just because they started turning, just going in there fighting, but unfortunately for Ursa, his Aegis expired, so he dropped dead to London Conspiracy. Now, mind you, the T3 did get taken down, so for Liquid, if they do win another major fight and the creep wave down bottom is pushed, they will go straight for those Raxes, whereas for London Conspiracy to be able to hold like that, still looking like they're going to be in an okay position to hold the game. Maybe they can hold the fort till they get those big items and they can start controlling these Team Liquid heroes. And obviously, first and foremost, Jalopy as well as Baby Knight need to get their farm game on. Baby Knight is sitting on 2k gold on top of the point booster, so he's getting pretty close to his Ags.
Jalopy, what do you think he's going to go for, actually? Just going to finish up the helm with the Dominator now?
Really feel it's actually quite difficult to say what he can grab this game, because a lot of the times you would say BKB is the go-to item on Sven just because he wants the magic immunity, but then you've got Soul Siphon which goes through BKB, then you've got Sprout which pretty much does everything to the Sven. Nobody's gonna let those jokes go.
Oh, bye-bye, control this easy pick. He's so low from the creeps.
Beautiful.
Oh no, might be a counter kill here, but Kuro all alone. Of the dust, but doesn't really have the power to bring him down. That's just a lucky pick, but yeah, LC keep fighting these kind of things. They are going to get the core items going. I mean, that item set on Invoker that you mentioned, Bounty Hunter, well, if he wants, he can go for Blink Dagger or something like that himself. And Darkseer, you got 1,000 gold off that last fight down in the bottom lane. That means Kafka now almost has his own Blink Dagger, which is really the initiation that you're looking for with Liquid's groups up towards the high ground again.
And that means that AoE is going to start coming online for London Conspiracy. Huge bad news for Liquid, because their draft is so heavily oriented towards a melee slash, you could say, heroes that want to be in close proximity. There's a very high chance that they just get vacuumed into a wall, and then you have Jalopy coming in with a follow-up Stormhammer. So the AoE is actually quite scary on the side of LC. So for Liquid, they've got to respect those spells. They have to know those items are coming online, and they need to fight this out accordingly. Just don't group up, don't get overconfident, and they should be fine. They've been fine up until the point. They've been playing very well. They made a couple of mistakes, so that's how LC is coming back into the game. But if Liquid just sort of maintain a composure, they'll be absolutely okay. They're probably just waiting for the next Roche right now.
Would be definitely the safest thing to do, and maybe instead they're gonna smoke up here, maybe try and find a pickup before that happens. Kuro is here. Inside the middle lane, might be able to bait a little bit, but just going to overextend. Matuma and leader to charge, they might find Baby Knight. Doesn't go for the blink forward though. Goes on him back, just making sure to be ready to react if necessary. Fast still smoked up in the side. So won't take a fight. If they can somehow lock down Baby Knight, should be able to burst him down with a bit of Kurzum action, but as it stands, they're just gonna punish this tier 2 with no response whatsoever being mounted by LC.
They do have the side lanes pushing. Jalopy did push the bottom lane, and we've still got Solon pushing up that top lane, so the creep equilibrium is in favor of LC for now. They're gonna try and go for a charge onto the poor lion, and we're gonna have TP support as well. Even mind control's coming in. Well, Stim piece is stolen. Yeah,
That's
this is
just
a dead
pure
one.
space creation death, actually. Just space creation.
That's what they all say.
Yeah.
That's what all lions say. Space created.
I mean, when a pro player feeds, it's space creation. When a normal player feeds, it's just feeding.
Scrub.
No.
Bad Dota scrubs. What could we do? We're all scrubs.
Yeah, indeed. But yeah, let's talk about Augmentai. I really love this hero, just said that earlier as well. He's going for the Aghanim Scepter, which makes me love him even more. He's halfway there. And once he gets that, it makes him just so much better. If you already have some sort of momentum in the later parts of the game. If you're behind, obviously it's not really working. But if you're even or ahead, it's just so much fun to play, right? You have a vacuum wall on the onto 2, BKB by party, turn us around now. LC then running back home. With the Spirit Siphon going here. Couple of silence coming out, there's a drop and locking cap guy. We still have the Quelling Blade available. Solon misses the stun here, fuels. And now, it's blown up with everything else.
God.
That is more than flying flat. I felt that he was more tanky than this, and now Jarex is still super slow. Somehow, but now, don't want to kill that one. They want to kill Kuro instead. Their wish shall be granted. Now they're looking for more here, Scout, just to keep them away, but in the middle lane they will still run up to Jarax here. It doesn't have any sort of mobility to make him get out of trouble. It's yet another kill for no gain for Liquid here. They got nothing.
That backfired so badly. Like, what do you think really happened to make it go so downhill? Was it just because they weren't able to kill off any LC heroes quick enough? I felt like that was the only case of that fight going badly.
This is clearly a case of Death Prophet feeling too overconfident, right? Father was there, the ultimate going, felt like on top of the world, like, okay, no one can touch me, I have like so much damage. It's third day, right? Once the Eul's was down, they had more enough lockdown and burst to just bring it out of existence before any sort of Spirit Siphon could come up, and obviously there's no Arcturine core yet either to just give him some health back. So, yeah, BKB also ran out. Father used it a bit early, I think, so, or didn't pop it in time or something. So, with a DP down, you're actually lacking so much AoE physical damage. Everything else you have is pretty much the Ursa and single target, and a little push as well. So, this is a point where Liquid couldn't continue, the fight could continue to push, and LC with the chasing potential just took advantage of that. But speaking of taking advantage, Double Man advantage of his hero, taking out Ursa yet again. That's the second Roche of the game. Taking out Roche, not taking out Ursa. I don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah.
I heard that. I was thinking, well, that
top lane might be in trouble. Lane still dropping low here. The
baby
toss bouncing out. Maybe not at the same time. That was equally important kills, arguably.
Dropped very, very quickly. So the item that he asked to Jolof, he went for the Sand and Yasha. So he's got great chasing potential. He's got the extra stats coming in from the Sand and Yasha. It's a great overall item picked up from Sven. I really like this decision to go for this instead, because they know they've been chasing a lot, so Sand and Yasha adding so much value.
They're gonna go up top, and be attacks from Soul and keep me alive a little bit longer. Now, Man's Sky, the ultimate already wasted. They find Jerks in the back here, make sure that he has to run, but now Father with his own ultimate Jellypy being slowed down, but now surging up, back and back. That's finally the BKB. Now Jellypy left to his own device up in the front line. He will just be brought down. Another Diffuse Blade charge being thrown up by some man, and now ultimate still going. They want to get something more of it. Kuro gets the ultimate onto the line in the back. Could be a huge kill to bring it down, but he misses the stun. Hits the fitting of death, obviously, but Matum man chugging away at him in a moment of weakness. That means the line is dead, has buyback, and might have to use it if they want to defend this, but without their Sven, this is a hard task to accomplish, even with the vacuum, but no wall even on Kafka.
They're actually very lucky that the exorcism expired, because it means Liquid isn't feeling too confident going up either.
Double four stuff comes up. And now Baby back, there's the vacuum here, and doesn't get the wall up thanks to the heals. Beautifully done. Man, still low. That's the Aegis, so it's not an easy kill to really accomplish. They will make it out as a result.
So we're just seeing the weakness of push from Liquid. They grab 2 major hero kills, and they only managed to take down half of that mid T3 tower. So, for LC, this is good news that Liquid aren't able to take objectives as quickly as they would like to, because it is still buying time for LC to... I keep saying for them to come back into the game. It's not like they're out of it or anything. It's just they've never had the opportunity to dictate the flow of the game. A lot of the time it's just been Liquid being the ones to initiate the fights, to pick the fighting grounds, and to say, this is where the action's going to happen. It's never been LC to really be the ones to dictate the pace of the game. When do you actually think that's going to happen for LC? Do you think there's any time that they might decide, smoke up as a group, try and go for a kill, and then try and take their own objectives? Or do they just let Liquid decide and fight high ground? Because high ground is still very good for LC.
I think for a while until they get the really big items up, like maybe a Hex or something like that on the Invoker. Or some sort of big damage item for spam. Once they have that up and running, they can feel comfortable smoking up, taking maybe the next Roche fight even. Try and find pickups like that on Liquid. Because Liquid down the time, right? If you look at the lineup, they're all decent in the later parts of the game. But you already saw the beginnings of what is happening to her. So he's just being kited around, but all his mobility is being built up by LC. And all the control that they have naturally in their heroes, so... that he might still be able to account for some of that picking up a BKB, but at some point it's gonna be a big detriment to Liquid's ability to take team fights.
Now, gonna just sort of keep an eye on LC's base. They want to try and go for a push, but take a look at top. You've got Beaver, the bounty hunter, going on his own little secret mission here, pushing the top wave, and he's looking at mind control, hoping to grab a kill, but look at the smoke from Liquid. It's actually coming in from the backside, and Jalopy is up here in the secret shop. If they can grab this kill, this would be huge. And he has no buyback too. Oh, they could grab both. So bad.
This is it here, they get the ult, they will have to silence here, no PKB to keep Jalopy safe, got his Warcry out, so he has some extra damage, extra armor to play with. Mind control, Fada, they're chipping away at him, there's nowhere for him to go. Hero also coming in just in case they needed it. Yeah, that was a big kill, but luckily for them, no lanes are really pushed out to a degree where it's safe to go. Immediately push high ground off of that, so they might just have enough time for him to come back up. And when the push eventually comes, they will have yet another tool available, the Blink Dagger on Soul, and such a big pickup here. You'll be able to Blink Hex initiate instantly on someone like Death Prophet here without the ultimate going, or even the Ursa.
The net worth on Jalopy is very worrisome. He is under Baby Knight and the Darkseer. Sven is the hero in general. He's known to be a powerhouse when it comes to farming, just because you have that great cleave. It's so good on the hero. But because he didn't go for the farming build early, he went for the more aggressive build, then decided to go for the passive, I want to say farming item first. It really, really hurt him. Like, if he just decided to commit to one path, I think he would have been in a much better spot. If he just went all for farming, then he would have actually had a lot more than he does now, and maybe this game could be completely different, I think. They were able to get Jalopy going onto a certain path, but here they are, they're smoked up, and it looks like they want some action. No tower deny, unfortunately, but look at this wraparound. Liquid are coming in from all sides, a batter by himself. No chance to cut that BKB. And look at them, they're now going to start chasing Kuroki be the first target, blinking, and they're going to try and catch mind control, but they didn't blink in the right spot, so he TP's out. That's 2 major kills though, Death Prophet and the Spirit Breaker, so that's going to hold all push coming out from Liquid.
Defco also barely too late on that vacuum to interrupt the TP. They could have netted them another one, but yeah, as you said, getting Death Prophet down, this is one of the traps that can fall into if you drop the Death Prophet lineup there. If you rely too much on that hero, in terms of your ability to take team fights, then if that's brought down at the end of it, okay.
Oh, he did it again.
Wait.
In the base.
What?
He did it right here.
Come on, mind control. Alright, what was on that actually? It's nothing worth. But yeah, back to my point. Forgot my point.
You
but yeah, if you rely on DP too much, And if she's bursted down like that, and its core is still a very squishy hero until you really get your huge items up, like maybe Shiva's Guard later down the line, also the Octarine core obviously helping out a tremendous amount. But I mean, Liquid just had to run, just nowhere for them to go, and then once again, LC with a chasing potential coming in to net them a couple of extra kills. And remember, there is track gold involved. There's a lot of track gold in these kind of things. And this is just making sure that the recovery from LC is happening much quicker than normally would. Look into graphs. Yeah? Liquid has been stagnating a bit around this 5,000 mark in terms of both gold as well as experience advantage.
It's just been the high ground. The high ground has been this major hill for Liquid. Like, obviously not all of it's high ground, it's just been chances where they're trying to grab these kills right next to base, but obviously falling flat on its face, it just doesn't work out. But Liquid's still gonna hang around in LC's base. Oh, McCumberman, very tanky, but actually ready to drop back. The ball come in, McCumberman still alive, pops his BKB, gonna chase down Kepka. That's gonna be the death of the Darkseer. He does have buyback though. So if Liquid try and commit onto high ground, it could be the buyback, and this could be really bad for Liquid. Buyback is there, can they kill Fatter? They do get him. That's exorcism wasted, and the BKB. Now here comes the chase. Jalopy looking for blood. Jerax is running, but he's tracked up. They know where he's going, and he has a head full of mud up.
Did he see that?
Oh my gosh.
Drop the gem on the ground. Just make sure, hey, there's a gem. Look. Like, here, look, shiny thing, don't follow me. Instead, they got the shiny thing. And they also got the kill. That was hilarious. I've never seen that before. But yeah, once again, another time. BP, no BKB anymore, just got annihilated. Was a good fight. With Matoman popping the BKB, popping his ultimate to not actually end up dying first there. They got the kill on Darkseer. They wanted more. They wanted to turn this into an immediate tower push, but it's again just an overextension. Not really respecting LC's burst potential as much as they should. And now Liquid are in a rough position. There's 2 towers going down after that as well, and just like that, old graph gonna go towards the 0 line pretty damn fast.
Liquid are losing this game.
They find Kuro on the side, they should get him. It is track.
Easy.
Full snap, yeah.
Oh,
That
Liquid.
was a Lotus Orb Stormhammer. It's hilarious,
okay.
but hey.
Badass coming in again. He's got like extra 56 seconds, so would have been a little bit risky for him to show himself, but for now, just going to be farming the enemy jungle, and they're going to hang around the Roche pit again. So looking at the Roche about minute 10, minute 20, Aegis and Cheese time, so it's going to be 2 huge assets going in the way of Liquid, assuming they're going to be able to maintain control of the Roche. But if I was LC, I'd actually start wanting to ward up that Roche and contest it. Their team fight is quite comparable to Liquid now.
Yeah, they're at this point now where they can reliably start taking fights outside of the base. They have that 4-star and the to travel on the Invoke. He has another point boost actually. What does he want to turn that into?
Either Octarine core?
Yeah, probably.
I suppose. Unless he wants to maybe go for a Skadi. Just go for that mega kite. It's like, you hardly ever see Skadi.
Yeah, Sven is not gonna get to a Skadi, right? So if they're really worried about kiting out Matumba Man, that could be an option. Not unheard of. I mean, Invokers can hit right click pretty hard as well. Right click a lot between the casting spells. Put it past them honestly, but
I'd say
this Roche
just
Chan is gonna
Octarine
respond right
core.
the hell now. But yeah, Octarine is the 95% possibility there for sure.
Yeah.
Now both teams are smoked up around this Roche pit. Liquid are gonna start it with the trees. Matumba Man coming in. That's a track up on the illusion death but if they commit on this, it could be huge. I don't think they're just stupid enough here. Of course, with the smoke not breaking. Now? Oh no, they are! No!
Oh no! Oh my god!
This will still get mind control though. Pata with his ultimate going should do a decent amount of damage, but they're all grouped up here. Jovi doesn't have the damage to really benefit from that though as they lose their Invoke and now mind control. Matumba Man, all BKBs, Jalopy in control, now he will fall. And that's big damage he was done for LC. Solon with another stun when he should be the sacrificial lamp here too. Biber is not safe. He's being charged up at Kuro on the back. And should be able to bring all of these down actually. Zolan taking quite a lot of time as a result. One could really chase after Bive apart from Kura. So him and Darkseer will be back, but they still have to use buybacks if they want to hold their base. They don't have a vacuum wall combo, just a plain old vacuum into maybe what the Invoker has to offer, and perhaps with the Sven buyback. But that was just
Huge blunder.
I thought they didn't fall for the trick.
I know.
Thought they didn't fall for this illusion trick, but
gosh.
they did.
So huge. They gave Aegis and Cheese away, gave 3 kills away. We forced a buyback onto Kefka, I believe. Someone bought back, but look at my top
Invoker, yeah. Baby Knight bought
Yep.
back.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, he's just gonna finish up the racks. The Rex still standing here for his ultimate. To be a little bit less disturbed, and Meatball not gonna hit you. Maybe it will.
Vacuum.
Nice little vacuum back. So it will trigger the Aegis. Corner Sprout. I think Liquid want to keep committing here. Bad loss. Without getting any immediate returns. Now chases on, but the Sprout make it a bit harder. This time Liquid not overextending after losing the
So
Aegis.
this time, they take a huge win, but it was off the back of a huge blunder for London Conspiracy. But if you're LC, you'll probably imagine if you were in their team speak, they're all probably just, you could hear them all simultaneously farming, just thinking, what have we done? Giving away the Aegis, the cheese, and Raxes like that. It would have been absolutely terrible for them. So after that, Ario, hopefully they put themselves together. They do have a chance at coming back into the game, just assuming that they don't make the same mistake, they still can give Liquid a run for their money. So no more mistakes, LC. Got probably one more chance. Or they might lose. Beaver's fine. They're 4 staff. Coming in super handy.
Love the number 4 staffs here on LC.
Yeah, it's so
Baby
good.
has one, Biver has one. Solon could buy one as well if you wanted to, but also Kefka also has one. So there's 3 4 staffs here, just up against the Nature's Prophet, obviously also up against Matumba Man. Beautiful item to have. This is guiding now for DP, not choosing to finish off the Octarine first. What do you think about that one?
Oh, to not finish the Octarine, like, I feel like she's just missing out on the fact that she's going to be able to lifesteal from the Exorcism. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like it, because also remember, you get the cooldown reduction on the silence too, and if you look at LC's draft, they've got a lot of heroes that are very spell reliant. So having the cooldown reduction on the silence, the exorcism, like all of it's so important. But for him to skip it, personal preference, if he wants to do that, that's fine.
I mean,
See if it does
I
work out.
can see why he wants the lower attack speed. Especially up against the Sven now at this stage, who, I mean, it's still a Sven, right? He's level 20, he has his ultimate level 3, so he's gonna do a lot of damage, even if he doesn't have these big damage items just yet, if he just has the right situation served to him. So maybe just because of that, I'm not sure if that's really worth it comparing to all the benefits that you have with Octarine. But now, gonna pop the ultimate, they want to finish off this melee racks, and all of a sudden, LC, the ultimate on that, they have the TT back. Haven't lived to the latest a little bit, but Kefka, well, able to force that out, even after the silence now. And if I have initiation, you have the vacuum wall available. Let's say the ice wall from the Invoker, a lot of walls here in this game. But the melee racks should be forfeit here unless they initiate right the hell now. Martha's still teasing it.
Getting close to running out of exorcism.
There it is, follow-up stun, but then pops off the BKB. And that should be, once again, one of these situations where Liquid have to run because they're out of options, they're out of juice. Now, the chase is on Kefka, back to go. Now, it's mine, right back, but now it's re-initiation, but Superman, he's cleaning house, cleaves through 1, looking to cleave through 2. And that's the 2 cores going down for Liquid this time around. Jerex. Well, that was a double fire blast. Courtesy of that Aghanim Scepter that he finally has finished up, also courtesy of the last fight, I want to say. But LC lost so badly, and just like that, a 5-man wipe. Well, I mean that Liquid, they have somewhere to be. They want to escape and finish.
I wouldn't blame them.
Little buybacks. There it is.
Here's the buyback.
That took forced out, but Invoker doesn't have it. Now jump, you can black him.
Oh my god!
They don't have enough damage. Jello gets annihilated. Oh no, without his ultimate, he couldn't really benefit off of that. It would have been so beautiful.
It would have been the comeback. That was rather unfortunate. One mistake.
Yeah.
cost them the game. So I
Such
can
a
understand
stoner.
them. Honestly, that final chaser, you can understand why they wanted to go for the play like that. Exorcism, huge spell for Liquid. You really want to make the most of that once it's down, just as Death Prophet isn't really as strong, but Liquid, they just turn everything on top of London Conspiracy, and they just decimate them as if they were nothing. So congratulations to Liquid. They are now 12-1